The Honourable Judith Collins.
Mr Speaker, thank you for the opportunity to speak on this bill. And I have a level of support really for some of the areas that Ms Curran's spoken about, and I was actually quite pleased to hear Mr Cunliffe speak about the concern about people's private information and in the commercial atmosphere sphere and everywhere else, because having been the victim of someone who's decided to hack into someone else's private information and then to make money off it, selling it to or providing it to that well-known receiver of stolen information, Nikki Hagar, who masquerades as a journalist but is basically a hack who takes money off people who are stupid enough to buy his books. And having been the victim of that, let me just say that I agree with quite a lot of what's been said so far. And I expect that side of the House, that's suddenly all worried about people's personal information, to tell us about what they were doing up visiting that other well-known hacker, Kim.com, and what they were doing masquerading around with that Nikki Hagar and using his stolen book and information to try and beat down the government. And all of a sudden, Mr Speaker, I hear a lot of noise coming from the opposition who clearly don't like the truth. So they like to stand up in the House and pontificate about private information, but by golly, Mr Speaker, they don't like it when we tell them the truth about their filthy little friend Nikki Hagar and their big mate Kim.com. Someone who I hope one day will quickly be extradited and he can have his day in court, which he wants to have. Wouldn't that be great? Now, Mr Speaker, let's have a real serious talk about government information that people have.
Point of order, the Honourable David.
Mr Speaker, standing orders provide that it's improper for a member to draw other members into disrepute. I seek your advice. Is it proper for a member to draw themselves into disrepute, Mr Speaker? Because in this case...
No, look, that's not a point of order. The member is quite within her rights to express the way that she is. The Honourable Judith Collins.
Well, for goodness sake, Mr Speaker, why is that man no longer the leader of the Labour Party? Why is he not? Oh, that's right, he tripped into the worst defeat they'd ever had since 1906. But hey, whatever, he tried. He was there, he didn't conquer. There you go, whatever. Now, let's get back to it. Why is it that we have these privacy breaches in the government atmosphere? Basically because we have much more data. Secondly, there always were privacy breaches. People used to have hard copy files. People would troll through them. They'd have a look at things. Nowadays, they do that in an electronic file. Fortunately, they can get found out. Now, with a click of a button, click of a mouse, we can send information all the way around the place. It's easy to make mistakes. Is that okay? No, it's not. We already have the Privacy Commission. We already have the Privacy Commissioner. We already have reports on it. And the member has quite rightly said, Ms Curran has quite rightly said and referenced an excellent comment I made in last year around introducing a bill around this. Excellent comment, I have to say so myself, and I'm sure that it is progressing. But it takes a lot of work to get that sort of bill into the House because it is extremely complicated. And I think it's one of the things where we now do not accept it's okay to, except apparently in political sense if you're going through other people's information that suits you, and you're on the left, to actually go through people's private information and use it. But, you know, many of us have worked out this. We use online banking. Many of our communications are online. There are passports online. We have to have confidence in our system, and that's why I think it was a really good thing to have the government chief information officer so that we could actually get all the systems working together, because there's this balance between giving people the right to be able to access things online, work online with government and government agencies, at the same time putting in place measures to protect their privacy, because the two are actually quite competing. We've got techie people who are there to try and make it all happen and make it happen fast. And then we've got people like lawyers and others who are saying, hang on, you've got to be careful. So that's a balance. That's why we need somebody who looks after it. That's why I'm very confident that we have measures in place to improve the system. And I'm sure that when there's a new bill in the Privacy Act, I'm sure we'll all be happy to support it.